In today's tutorial, learn how to make the Happy Holidays Afghan. This is a granny square design for this particular Afghan. I'm going to show you how to do that next. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to experience an Afghan square. This is a granny square called the Happy Holidays, and this is really kind of cool. It reminds me of a Christmas decoration. Now you'll get the free pattern available in the more information of this video, but all of the squares are the same, and I'm going to show you how to do that next. What you see here is actually a yarn substitution. This is the party yarn. This is called Simply Soft Party. You can see that it has sparkle to it, and the wonderful thing about it is that it has sparkle without the scratch. It's absolutely wonderful. So let me just give you a little bit of tips before we begin, and you'll find that this is a really simple pattern to work with. The quickest way to make a granny square Afghan is to do it like an assembly line. So what I like to do when I'm doing multiple, just like so, it doesn't even matter how many I'm doing, so I just do them all up front first. And what I'll do is that I will do all of the centers first. So every time there's a color change, that's when I decide that's the end of the step. So what I'll do is I'll come and I'll do all the red sections for all of the squares that I want in advance, and then I'll put those aside into like a shoebox. Then what will happen is that once I'm ready and I have all of those done for all of the squares, I will come back and I will do the white section next, and I will do that for all of the squares before moving on forward. And then finally when all is said and done, once I have all the whites done in all of the squares, I come back and I do the red. It is so much quicker to do it this way because you only have to read the pattern a few times before you understand the pattern, and therefore you can speed yourself along without having to always read the instructions to figure out what to do next. To begin today, I'm using a size H, a 5mm crochet hook today using Karen's Simply Soft, and this is called Party, and you'll see it sparkle throughout the tutorial. Let's start off with a slip knot. Remember that never ever counts as your beginning slip knot or a chain. As per the instructions, and there will be a link in the more information of this video for the instructions that I'm following along with you today. Let's chain 6. That doesn't count as one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and simply just form a ring by inserting your hook into the beginning chain, grabbing the yarn and pulling through and through. And so then you have the ring. What I want you to do, the straggler, just kind of pinch it so it's part of the ring, and therefore in the next round we are going to trap that underneath the stitches. Let's begin round number 1. Round number 1 says chain 3 and then 15 double crochets into the center of this ring. So what we're going to do is that we're going to chain 3. Remember, in the rules of crochet, this chaining of 3 counts as a double crochet. So it's asking us to do 15 double crochets right into the center, and I don't count those as I go. I count when I think that there's a lot, and then I can count them all at one time. So in the rules of crochet, that first chaining of 3 counts as a double crochet. So what I want to do is that when I'm counting all the way around, when I'm ready, I'm counting that as a number 1, so there should be a total of 16 double crochets all the way around. Makes sense. Granny squares tend to have numbers such as 8 or 12, those kind of numbers, 16, 20, and those are even numbers, and it makes sense because there's usually 4 squares or 4 sides. So I'm continuing to double crochet into the center of the ring. I'm not counting yet. I'm counting a whack, and a whack for me is just slang for a lot. So I just want to get in what I think is a lot, and then I'm going to count. So I count that first chain as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Look at that, just got one more left. So 16, and then I'm just going to insert my hook into the top of the beginning chain 3, pull through and through, and what we're gonna do is that we're gonna fasten this yarn off. To fasten off, all I just do is that I just trim the yarn like so, and I'm only gonna show this one time, so I'm just gonna pull the yarn, wrap the hook, and pull it through. I don't want to make it too snug at this knot because I need to get into there afterward for the next round, but I'm just gonna weave in my ends into the end into the top few stitches. Okay, so what I can do at this point, and I go about 1 inch to 2 inches depending on my mood. but I really do look at the project to determine how far I'm gonna go. So now I can safely get rid of this one that's hanging out in the middle. So let's cut that so it's out of the way, and I would do that as I go. I'm a person, I like to remove my tails as I go on a project, and we're gonna leave this in until that's secured into the next round. So let's begin round number 2. In round number 2 I'm gonna start off with a slip knot. I'm using my Karen Party yarn. This is white. It's got a bit of sparkle to it as well. So I'm going to grab my project here, and this is where I've started here. I'm gonna start somewhere else. I just think it looks nicer if you don't have a seam that goes through it the entire square at the same spot. So I just picking another stitch other than where I started, and I'm gonna take the straggler and the working yarn, pulling it through. So grabbing them both. This is my preferred method. If you have a different way, you're more than welcome to do so. And I'm just gonna join it. Okay, so what I want to do is that I want to chain up 3. So 1, 2, 3, and I want to double crochet exactly where I joined it. Okay, so that makes it 2 double crochets into that same spot because the chain in 3 counts as one of them. So what I want to do is that in every stitch all the way around I want to put 2 double crochets into each. So if there was 16 double crochets going all the way around the circle in the last round, there should be 16 groups of 2 going around this one. So please do that, and when I come back I'll show you what to do next. So I'm coming up all the way around. I'm just doing my last one. Off camera I counted, and this is my 16th stitch, so that means I have 16 groups of 2. So once I get this done, I'm just going to join it to the top of the beginning 3, or beginning chain 3 that we started with, just like so. So now I'm ready just to clean up my edges a little bit. So right where the white was joining in, where I kind of buried it as I went, I can trim that out safely, and I can also trim this white out as well back there. So we're gonna continue to go with the white with the next couple revolutions, so you don't have to do anything at this point other than let's get started for the next round. Round number 3 is really simple. So here we go. We're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now remember what I said, chaining of 3 counts as a double crochet, so we counted chaining of 6. So 3 of this is the double crochet and 3 of it is a chain, and so basically what you're gonna see once we get all the way around is that it's gonna bend like this. It doesn't show it now, but it will in just a moment. So what we want to do is that we want to skip 1 stitch, come to the second over, and put in a double crochet. So the repeat pattern all the way around on this thing is chaining a 3, got that, skip 1 down at the bottom, go to the second over for a double crochet. Okay, chaining a 3, skip 1, and go to the second over. Please do that all the way around. You should have a total of 16 of these posts going all the way around once everything is said and done. Let me do that and I'll meet you there in just a moment. Okay, so I'm getting all the way back around, and I do have 16 of these posts. Remember that we still have to chain 3 to finish up 1, 2, and 3, and we just want to join it to the 3rd chain up. Okay, so we want to just join to the 3rd chain, and remember how I said it was supposed to look like it was bending over? Well, then that's what it looks like at this particular point. So let's begin, and we are going to move up, and we're not going to change our yarn at this point, and let's begin to do the next part. To make it easier for you, this is what I noticed during the pattern. So what we're gonna start is number 4. Now number 4 was confusing for me right in the very beginning because I wasn't understanding where I was in the square. But right where we're about to begin is that we've just done the join here, and what we're gonna do is that we're gonna move ourselves to an actual space right here and then begin. So what's gonna happen here is that in 3 spaces it's gonna remain the same, and then we're gonna do a slight corner turn, and then we're gonna come all the way around. But figuring out where we're starting on this kind of makes it easier for you to visualize exactly where you are on the square. So let's begin number 4, just basically what I've said. So here we go. We're going to slip stitch into the first chain 3 space. So we're gonna slip stitch right here. Okay, so just grabbing the yarn and pulling it through, and that allows you to move over. So we've done that, and now we're going to do 1 single crochet into that same space. So let's just single crochet. Got it. So now we're ready to begin. So we're going to chain 3, and we're gonna single crochet into the next space, and we're gonna do that 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, coming into the next space for a single crochet, and then 1, 2, 3, coming into the next space for a single crochet, and remember I said we're doing it 3 times, so we got 1 more to go. So 1, 2, 3, coming into the next space like so. So this is an actual one side of your particular square. So now we get to turn the corner. So how do we do that? So to turn a corner, all we just need to do, instead of chaining 3, we chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and coming into the very next space for a single crochet, and then we begin that chaining 3 again. So let's start with the chaining of 3. So 1, 2, 3, come to the next space over here. We're gonna do that 3 times. So it was one of them. 1, 2, 3, coming into the next space. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3 into the next space, and that was your 3 times. And let's turn the next corner. So to turn the corner, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, coming into the next space for a single, and then we're gonna work our way down the side again. So it's chaining a 3. 1, 2, 3 into the next space for a single, and then 1, 2, 3, next space for a single, and then 1, 2, 3, next space for a single, and now we're ready again for another corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, next space for a single, and now we're ready for another side. So 1, 2, 3, next space for single, 1, 2, 3, next space for single, 1, 2, 3, next space for single, and we're almost all the way back around. Okay, so do you see that we're already in the next space, but we have a final corner to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we come and just join it to the beginning single crochet that you started with, and we're gonna fasten that off at this point, and we're gonna go for our last round, which is the red. And finally, for your final round, it's so simple, it's not even funny. So each one of the 3 spaces that we did across the top, so 1, 2 and 3, each have 3 double crochets into them, and then the corners are just 9 double crochets. That's really quite simple. So let's begin and grab up our red, and let's finish off this square. So I'm grabbing my red again, just creating a slip knot to begin the next join, and so we're just going to grab it so you can see that this is an extra long chain compared to this one here. So this must be a corner, this must be a corner over here, corner and corner. So what I want to do is that I want to look for the corner and look for the first space in this direction, and I want to join my yarn. So just grabbing the straggler, just pulling it through just like so, and let's begin to chain 3 to start. So 1, 2, 3, and I want to put 2 more double crochets into that same space just like that. So we immediately are just going to skip over to the next chain 3 space. I'm gonna let the straggler fall out of the way because I can trim that afterward. So this gapping space is gonna get 3 double crochets just like so, and then finally the next one is going to get 3 as well. So now we have 3 groups of 3 in here, and so this is the next corner. So the next corner is gonna have 9 double crochets into that whole thing. So 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And so now we just successfully turned a corner, and so now we're ready for the next 3 spaces that are along the side. So again, immediately just come into the next chain 3 space and put 3 double crochets, and then we just immediately jump to the next chain 3 space and put in 3, and then the next one. So there's gonna be 3 groups there of 3. And you're at the next corner again. So how many is in the corner? That's right, there's gonna be 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So just continue in that same manner going all the way around, and when we come back we'll just fasten off and call this square done for today. Now that I've come all the way back around, I've got my 9 in here, I immediately just stop and I insert my hook into the top of the beginning chain 3 and I count that as done for today. So I then just weave in my ends, and this is how you do the Happy Holidays square, and this is a really great idea. I really like the look. Love how it sparkles too. It's gonna be a great accent piece for Christmas. Till next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of Yarnspirations as well as thecrochetcrowd.com. We'll see ya.